Welcome to Expanding Consciousness. I am Kira, and today is an exciting moment because today and together, we are going to be experiencing the interface. What does that mean? It means that we're getting ready to walk into the new matrix that is unfolding right now through the alchemical birth that you are experiencing. Now, I know those words might sound intimidating and kind of wild, and that's what this experience is about right now. That's what today's journey is about. And it's another reason why I was compelled to say, yes, let us be here among the water. All of the elements are speaking to us, and it is the water that is calling us. And when we sit with the water, and here in our water therapy center at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat in the Andes Mountains of Ecuador, we are experiencing the warmth, we are experiencing the nourishment and the creation, the energy of water that sustains the flow. So let's bring a hand to our heart. Let's take in a deep Ave Sa breath, breathing up through the nose, Ave. Exhaling with a smile. And remembering that no matter what you're looking at right now, no matter what is coming forward in your life right now, you are experiencing the interface. So let's dive into that, shall we? What does that mean? What is this new matrix that's coming forward? And what is this alchemical birth? Well, I'm going to catch you up a little bit. If this is your first time joining us here at Expanding Consciousness, thank you and welcome. I am honored to meet you. If you have been with me over the past 23 years, I am so honored to have shared this journey and to continue to share this journey with you. Because right now, what is happening is that we are in the middle of an interface that is inviting you to challenge yourself. It is a simultaneous energy, very much feeling like a push-pull energy, where on one side, you have the energy of consciousness itself. You have this energy of self-awareness. You have this energy of knowing. And all of that is found within. So it is conducive upon and thereby has an effect on you based upon your level of trust in self. Now, on the other side of that is this incredibly complex energy, a coagulation, so to speak, of all of our thoughts, all of our actions, everything that happens on this planet. And together, we have collectively co-created this technological moment. Now, before I go any further on that, I want you to take a moment and step back and really put this in perspective. Having been born in 1960, I thought that my grandmother saw a lot of technological advancements. You know, she went from outdoor plumbing to a man landing on the moon, to TV and all of the other things that we thought were amazing. And I really thought, wow, look at her 100-year span. Look at the technological marvels that she saw. And then I look at my own life and my parents' life. And we look at how quickly these technological advancements are multiplying, seemingly at a rate that is trying to outpace what you perceive to be the capacity of your brain. And this is why right now there are so many programs that are popular about increase your brain and do this to your brain and you need a chip in your brain and you need that in your brain. All of that is challenging you. That's the interface. The interface is that moment where your own sense of being, I call it the borderlands of sanity, where your own sense of being is staring in the face of what you know to be true, while that which is seeking to stop your evolution is appearing as real. So let's unpack that, shall we? Or can you take a breath on that? Those of you that are going, okay, Kira, where are we going here? We are experiencing this interface. Why are we experiencing this interface? Why have we come face to face with this? Well, this began way back when in 2019. And if you visit my website, iamkira.net, and this is all free, I'm not trying to sell anything. When you go to the website, iamkira.net, type in, right up there, type in circular time, type in anything around 2019 or 2020, just go to the articles section. Because in 2019, it was the last year that we had what felt like a fairly linear progression. The matrix that sustains us, the way that we think, the way that we perceive, those beautiful 5 medicines, right? Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, consciousness itself. Those 5 medicines are circulating and calling to you in a way that is fresh, in a way that we have not co-created or experienced before, because we're moving from this lineality into a world of circular experience. And this is, quite frankly, why everything feels like it's speeding up. Yes, we have the Schumann resonance. Yes, we have all of the other scientific data that assists us to understand what's happening in our planetary experience of this one specific potentiality. I'm inviting you in this moment to notice the interface without having to dissect it, because in and of itself, that's the trap. We become enmeshed in a need to know, which sustains us in a sense of collapse in that 6 o'clock position. The need to know, the need to know, the need to know becomes a self-fulfilling energy where we start repeating the same cycles over and over and over again, and we keep wondering why we're doing that. That's part of the interface. So knowing that, looking at that, and perhaps just trying to, distance yourself from it so much, right? Don't take it so personally and really look at that. That's part of our evolution, is when we can really look at it from afar. And so as you're looking at that from afar right now, as your conscious awareness is paying attention and going, oh, look at me doing that. Look what I'm doing in that world right now. Look how I'm running around. Look at what my ego's doing there. Look what's happening here. So as that is happening, that is that matrix within. What is the matrix? To navigate our inner matrix is to take command of that which we are, to be able to be the center of consciousness itself, to be that prayer wheel, to be able to hold and sustain our conscious awareness of what we are doing in form. You bored yet? You awake yet? Are you intrigued yet? Make sure you're commenting over here at YouTube, and make sure you're subscribing to Official Sri and Kira at YouTube as well. And while you're here, I want to introduce right now a video that I made several years ago that's posted right here at this YouTube channel. It's the Erase, Erase, Erase. And the reason that I want to invite you to look at that video as soon as you're done looking at this one, and we'll try to make it the end screen of this one as well to send you there, is because part of the interface is a legitimate energy of technological, I'm going to use the word interference, but I'm being cautious there. I want to put a caveat on that, because it's the type of interference that is ours to awaken through. Meaning, how many times have you used your cell phone and maybe you have a headache? Or maybe you just have to put it down, or your eyes are hurting, or maybe you've got that, what's going on in my neck or my back, or I just need a minute. Well, that's your inner self. That's that matrix within. That's that beautiful fusion of all that you are, whispering to you, pay attention. Several years ago, I was very, very blessed to be shown, to have revealed to me exactly how those waves enter through our eyes and how they move from the center of our eye straight across to the temple, around the ear, into the medulla, and down the back of the neck. This pattern of energy is easy for you to simply relax out of your system. And again, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to listen to anything I say. I just encourage you to do your own science. Try it on yourself. Go watch the video, look at the diagrams, pay attention to the visuals. What do you have to lose? Because when we are free, when we are really free from that which seeks to bind us, our eyes open. The water flows, the creation begins. We meet people we never thought we would meet. Doors open, synchronicities come together. Why? 3 simple words: sincerity, love, and presence. I'm going to say that again. Sincerity, love, and presence. You know, I hope you tuned in last week when I was speaking about the template of consciousness, because the template of consciousness is still expanding here. We're never not going to be talking about that. But what I was sharing with you was what happens when we first enter that template of consciousness and we discover ulterior motive because we want to survive. Ulterior motive is the basest of the base energies. And it's part of what connects us to the interface. Because we want to have an answer. We want to be rescued. We want to feel better. We want to be able to not worry. And so frequently, what we do is give away our power. We give away our everything. We change our mind. We'll say anything just to feel safe. That's because deep within we have forgotten. You are limitless. The perennial philosophies. There is an eternal world of changeless reality right there below this changing world. The reminder, during my near-death experience, I was really blessed to see something that was so beautiful and so extraordinary. I remember suddenly being aware that I was seated in lotus position and that I was suspended comfortably, very, very comfortably suspended. And I felt these two beautiful beams of light that were right here in my chest, and they were coming out. And then as I became aware, I noticed around me that those beams of light were going to other hearts, and it was going to other hearts and other hearts and other hearts. And it was so eternal that I can't even begin to tell you where it would have began or ended. But the one thing that it was so evident was that right in front of me, and no beginning, no end, so very much the Shiva Linga energy, was this spiraling pillar of light. And it was profound, and it was spinning, and it was beautiful. Before me was an incredible pillar of light that had no beginning or no end, very much the story of the Shiva Linga. As I looked up and I looked down, it was overwhelming, and it was spiraling. And it was that crystalline light color, you know, that has all of the pastels in it and all of the brilliance in it. And it was just so beautiful. And then I felt as if I was floating in, as if I was melting and becoming one with it. And in that moment, it was the peak of my NDE. Because in that moment, I saw it all. I saw every aspect of God. I saw Jesus, I saw Buddha, I saw all of it in every form. Krishna, I mean, there were so many, it's hard for me to even describe those that have no name here. My near-death experience was unique in the fact that I discovered that we are all the same. We are all one. And it was such a profound sense of oneness that overcame me. And it was this knowing not to let hate prevail, that knowledge is for everyone, that there is an opportunity for all. And then I was back out again, part of that infinite matrix that connects us from our heart. And then I was back in my body. And when I had my near-death experience in 1989, it was not popular. People weren't talking about near-death experiences. They really weren't. But I do remember a few months later when I visited my doctor, sitting across from his table, I looked at him and I said, I died, didn't I? And his face went really, really pale. And this was in the United States where they have these big files, or at least in that time they did. And I will never forget, he took the file and he threw it across the desk at me and he said, I don't want to know how you know. And that was really powerful for me. Because even in that moment, I was having my own sense of what has happened to me and how am I going to live in the world with that. And it did not all flood into me. Everything that I agreed to during that time did not all flood in at once like many other NDEs. For me, my experience of that interface took a long time to integrate into the matrix that animates this body. Fast forward to 2002 and 2003, when wisdom teacher Sri Ramka and I are first ensouling the archangelic realm, and navigating the inner matrix comes forward. We spent a year with the Archangelic realm where every day I would go into ensoulments at least 2 times a day, and Shri would handwrite them, and I have all the journals and all the audio tapes and everything. And we, Shri and I, were being trained to be able to sustain these frequencies so that one of us, and I guess it was me, would still be here should this moment arrive. The moment where that matrix, the matrix that has sustained humanity to arrive where we are now, must transform, emerge, so that together we can continue. So we have arrived now. We have arrived right now with the ability to call forward our conscious awareness into the new matrix through the alchemical birth that has been happening since the Lionsgate energy of 2020. 5 years in to what is indeed a replica of the Roaring Twenties, we are here and have arrived at a moment where the new matrix is forming. How it forms is what we are doing right now. So the question is to ask yourself right now, what in me invited this to be? It is the ultimate self-inquiry. It is the moment of awakening. It is the foundation of the 8 codes of the revelation of Ascension. It is all that I am as you are. The ability to joyfully and without personalizing, gaze into the depth of what in me invited this to be, and to see it in the neutrality of the inquiry. Something amazing has just happened in your life. What in me invited this to be? Follow those tracks. Something not so amazing just happened in your life. What in me invited this to be? It is the lift that moves us beyond. It moves us beyond a sense of solo me. It moves us beyond that which would seek to limit. It moves us beyond our own mind. It moves us into a space of self-trust. It is that foundation of the heart. Because in the new matrix that is forming right now, humanity is transcending the traditional energies of jealousy, greed, and competition. Consider that: jealousy, greed, competition. Consider a world where jealousy, greed, and competition are now over here, and sincerity, love, and presence has come in over here. The sincerity of truly attaining your highest essence while in this body of form, the ultimate attainment of the perennial philosophies, to absolutely know that none of this matters. This is the ultimate illusion. It's just illusion. In this rising moment of interface, in this rising moment as our matrices are shifting, what matters first and foremost is our beloved Mother Earth, our beloved Mother Gaia. This is one of the reasons I know that I've been called to live in so many beautiful spaces around the world. 7 years living with the Highland Maya, being honored in the Book of Days, learning their ways. 2 years in Uruguay, restoring the balance to that which had been so deeply out of balance. And so far, 8 going into my 9th year here in Ecuador, at the heart of the world, living with the gift of fresh air, picking fruit as I walk a trail in the morning, looking up and seeing eagles soaring, seeing the bluest skies I have ever seen and around the world. And I have been to over 50 countries. In this moment, the interface that is calling is inviting you to forget how powerful our natural world is. Your children's children's children deserve to know fresh air. They deserve to know beautiful natural trees. They deserve to see archaeology from thousands of years ago. And each day I wake up, I am truly humbled to be the custodian of this extraordinary property, of this moment, this little teeny tiny piece of that Garden of Eden that exists for all of us within our heart. And this is the reason I'm sharing it with you. This is why every week we're coming to you from different locations here at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat in Ecuador. Because every time we come to you, if you are listening to the water right now, then your inner matrix is being filled with a sense of that which is authentic. A sense of that does not need to have a chip to keep up with, that does not need reprogramming. You are capable of keeping up with everything as long as you remember who you are. And that's the greatest challenge, isn't it? Because you have all of this energy that's circulating. Imagine right now with your hands that you're able to spin those eternal wheels, right? The wheels of time. All these eternal time wheels are spinning, and they're all coming together. I am as you are. We are the sum total of our conscious awareness. And when we arise, when we open our eyes, we understand the foundation of forgive them, they know not what they do. Because to arise into the new matrix is to embolden the inner smile of what in me invited this to be. To release the attachment to blame, to release the attachment to victim consciousness, that there must always be an abuser, there must always be a rescuer, and there must always be a victim. To let go of the chains of dogma and fly into the depth of knowing. To be grateful for every step of the way and to honor the perfection of everything, everyone, every single breath of the journey that brought you here right now. Even if it's your very first time, deep within you, the seeds of your new matrix are already birthing. And this was why way back when Shri and I were the custodians of beautiful 25 acres in New Mexico, way up high in the mountains of Tijeras, even then Mother Gaia was whispering to us and saying, remember, hold my secrets and then share them. Help others breathe my air. Gaze up and see blue sky without sound taking you away. Listen to the birds. Listen to each other. We're at the moment of the rising new matrix, and the matrix that Shri and I lived and then put out to the world, the Navigating the Inner Matrix program, has been an asset and has sustained hundreds of thousands of people over the past 20 years. And here we are at the moment where that too must shift. And that is all happening at the September 2025 equinox. The rising energy of this equinox is the alchemical birth. It is the new geometries. It is the opportunity for us to rise beyond where we have gone before. It is the moment to remember that it is your choice always to bring your hand to your heart. In this moment, I trust myself to choose what it is that you look at, to choose what it is you are creating, to choose how your life force is experienced with every breath. The new matrix is looking you in the eye and saying, welcome. The world truly is reforming, and it is an opportunity for greater peace, greater love, and greater joy through the yoga of self-ascension. I can say it with absolute sincerity, love, and presence because I am the living essence of it, as you are capable of being too. I invite you to come visit me here at 12hummingbirdretreat.com in Ecuador, and I invite you to visit iamkira.net and to learn more. There is so much happening, and you are ready. With all my heart, many blessings.